There's one story where Indra he got cursed and he became a pig. And at that point, he had his family also, like a wife pig, and then kid pigs, like all these piglets. And then he was very happy with his family. And Lord Brahma is like, when now it's time for him to come back. When then the Devatas went, they said, Indra, chalo, let's go. Your time is up. Who Indra? I am so happy. I'm a pig. I'm happy. You go wherever you want to go. I'm happy here. You buy a Samsung machine, right? Do you read the manual for Honda to fix it? Samsung says don't put liquid detergent here in the washing machine. We have this problem always. So don't put liquid detergent or the powder detergent in where the liquid detergent goes, and you keep pouring powder there. What's going to happen? It's going to clog. So you follow the manual set up by the manufacturer. Whatever he says, you follow. You don't speculate, right? You don't speculate. I'm going to put cooking oil in washing machine, right? So you don't speculate. Why? Because someone has published something that is valid. So this is a place of birth and death, and this period of between birth and death, we take it as all in all. We think this is what is final, right? Now if I become successful, that's it. I mean, I've achieved the goal of life. But then we don't realize that then we also grow old, and then we again take a new body, and whatever we have achieved in this life is all going to go away. You'll forget differentiation, calculus, all of that, and then you have to again write 1 + 1 = 2, 1 1 is 1, 1 2 is 2, 1 teacher will slap, oh no, you forget that. Oh, okay. So every time this whole cycle will continue. Okay. Yeah, so now when the 12th chapter starts, Arjuna is asking a very important question. What is that question? Do we remember? Personal form. Which is better? Yes. And what did Krishna say? Which is better? Personal. Krishna said, what is better? Personal form. And what was the next words? Klesho adhikataras tesham. You remember that was last time. And you still remember it? Very good.
Very good. Any like problems that we have, and avyakta sakta chetasam is that, you know, we like detach from the impersonal is avyakta. Sakta chetasam is like our mind. So then we detach from all of these minds things, and when we do that, then it becomes easier for us to attain Krishna and bhakti and all. Because when we think and act on like the impersonal or think of the impersonal, then we face many problems. So that's why bhakti yoga is better than jnana yoga in that sense.
Okay, yes. Thank you for that. So this chapter begins with Arjuna inquiring. So now when Krishna is explaining bhakti yoga, Arjuna very intelligently asked that I have heard 2 processes so far, because by now 11 chapters have already passed and there is so many instructions Krishna has already given. Now that we are nearing the end of Bhagavad Gita, not so meaning more of towards the end, it's like we have half the stage we have crossed. Arjuna now he has seen the universal form in the 11th chapter. We have heard about universal form. Universal form is what? Virat Rupa, that you see like when you see Mahabharata, there's a whole big picture of like Lord Krishna with so many mouth faces. That is Virata Rupa. So Arjuna also saw that form, and Arjuna also heard about the impersonal aspect of God. And then he is asking Krishna, okay Krishna, between your personal and impersonal, which form is the best, or which method of attaining you is the best? Then Krishna very clearly and immediately in the next verse he says that so let me take that verse in a proper way so we can see what Krishna says, because these words will also come in the following verses. So Krishna says, May aveshya mano ye mam nitya yukta upasate shraddhaya parayopetas te me yukta tamamataha. So he says 2 things. Those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. So 2 things are there. Like what are the 2 things that is qualifying the bhakti yogi? One is their minds are fixed on personal form, and second, they're always engaged in worshipping. And if you go back to verse 55 of 11th chapter, what was that? Mat karma krin. So mat karma krin, you can connect here or no?
Yeah.
You're always engaged in worshipping me. and mat paramo. These two things you can connect here. So if you see all the verses till verse number 11 are connected to what?
55.
Verse 55. We should always remember that fact. Okay, then next, here Krishna is explaining what is the impersonal aspect of the absolute. And what does he say? We'll go to the translation directly. Krishna says, but those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engage in the welfare of all, at last achieve me. So Krishna is here describing what? The impersonal aspect of his worship. Okay, so we have gone in lot of detail in the past class, so I'm just going to quickly revise here. So text 5, what you said. Klesho adhikataras tesham. Krishna is saying that this path of impersonal... Can you someone shut the door, please? Krishna is saying that this path where you apply your mind or you are focusing on the impersonal aspect of mind, it is very difficult process. Is it easy to meditate on void, or is it easy to meditate on a form? On a form, right? So Krishna is saying that klesho adhikaras, it is very difficult, and those who are attached to such process, the process is also very difficult, especially for whom?
For conditions.
For conditioned souls, those who have a body. Deha vadvir avapyate. Those who have a body, for them it is very... Is there anyone without a body? No. So if you have a body, it is difficult. Why? What does that mean? There is... Everyone is going to have a body. Even the Gyan Yogis, do they have a body or they don't have a body? Are they ghosts? They have a body. But why for them it is easy? Or why do they take that path? Why? And why can we, or why are we not encouraged to take the Jnana Marga?
Maya.
Because of Maya. That's a very valid point. And why so? Because our conditioning is such that for us to immediately start thinking of the absolute in the impersonal aspect is not possible, and it is not normal also, right? Those who are attached on the Gyan Marg, they have specific sanskaras, and for them it may be easy that they go to the Himalayan mountains, they do tapasya there. For everyone else it is not possible, but there are independent processes that take you to the absolute truth, and the absolute truth has... So if you go back to Srimad Bhagavad, there is the one verse that says the absolute truth has 3 features. It appears in 3 features: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdyate. So the absolute truth you can understand in 3 ways. One is Brahman. Brahman means impersonal aspect. And Krishna in Gita says that Brahmano hi pratisthaham. I am the basis of Brahman. Brahman means the light that is coming out of the body of God.
Protection.
Huh?
Protection Anumanam.
Shabdam. So that is the way of achieving, yes. But when I say Brahma Jyoti means the light that is coming out of the body of God. Or when I say God, whom do we refer to? Krishna, Rama, Narayan, Vishnu. We refer to the form, right? So that light is coming out of a person, just like light is coming out of a bulb. Bulb is not coming out of light. You don't buy light and then it becomes bulb. Bulb, you turn it on and there is light, right? It will be very foolish if you go to Home Depot, give me 1 kilo light. I will put it in my room. No, you just buy a lamp based on the power, wattage, whatever, it will disperse light on whatever color, temperature, whatever that is, right? So the point that is that Brahma, which we say is the first way of achieving, or the first step of the absolute truth realization, is Brahma. Then comes Paramatma. Paramatma means super soul. In our heart, there is soul, which is us, and then there is super soul, which is who? Krishna, Vishnu. He's there. And how many hands he has? 4 hands. And it is said he's the size of a thumb. Size of a thumb. Maybe for human beings, our thumb is like this big. For ants, I don't know if they have thumb, but however that is, like he's there in the ant's body also. In whale body, it may be a little bigger. I don't know what. But it says in scriptures that it's the size of a thumb. So when the yogis, they meditate on the Paramatma feature. So some yogis, they meditate on impersonal aspect, and when they pass away, their disciples, they mention their names as Brahmalin, Swami, so and so and so. Right? And then the others who are worshipping Paramatma, the Paramatma, they look into their hearts, they meditate, and they see what? The super soul, 400 form. They see what? The 400 form. What was Dhruva Maharaj doing? Do we know the story of Dhruva? Ooh. Oh yeah, okay. So we know Dhruva Maharaj, he was how many years old?
5.
5 years. I always 6. For 5 years old. But in 6 months he achieved darshan of Vishnu. Right? It takes us 4 years to take a degree. And then we have to find a job, or we do masters, whatever. And then, life goes on. But in 6 months, what did Dhruva achieve? Dhruva Lok planet. It takes us 4 plus 2, 6 years to get a nice job. In 6 months, he achieved a whole planet, Dhruva, which is beyond Brahma Loka. How is that possible? He was only 5 years old. Maybe not even going to school. 5 years old, he achieved what? A big planet. And that planet is not destroyed when this creation is destroyed. Dhruva planet is not destroyed. It's called pole star. What is it called? Pole star. Some may think it's mythological. Brainwash people. So it is not mythological. Pole star is there. And pole star is, who is reigning over pole star? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is there on the pole star. It is his planet. It's called pole star. So the point I'm trying to make is, the process of bhakti, if you do it in a direct way, you don't have to go the step-by-step route of achieving God. It's a direct process. And that's what is being explained in this 12th chapter, which is again 100 times I'm going to say the same thing, which is fine. 55th verse of 11th chapter. Okay, we'll continue to relate those. So here Krishna is saying that's very, very difficult, okay, for those who are embodied. So we all are embodied. It is not natural for us to think of the impersonal aspect. 3 ways to achieve, the absolute truth appears in 3 aspects. Again, can someone repeat that? Because I think we discussed multiple times now already. What is the first aspect? Brahman, yes. Paramatma, Bhagwan. Bhagwan is God. What does Bhagwan mean? Hare Krishna. Bhagwan means a person. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Have a seat. Bhagwan means person. Bhagwan means person or imperson? Impersonal. Person. What does Bhagwan mean?
Krishna.
No. What the word Bhagwan? What's the definition of Bhagwan? Possessor of 6 opulences. So if I say Dhanwan, what does Dhanwan mean?
Money.
Dhanwan means possessor of wealth. If I say Gyanavan, what does that mean? Knowledge. And if I say Charitravan, what does that mean? Possessor of character, right? So Van means someone who possesses, and then you specify a quality. So Bhagavan means, Bhaga means opulences. What does that Bhag mean? Opulences. So Parashar Muni, when he defined Bhagavan, he said there are 6 things that if someone has in full, he is God. So there may be some person who has a lot of wealth, but if you look at him, he may not be beautiful, right? He may not be that beautiful. Like, I should not say any name, but whatever. Like, so imagine some rich person, and then think of him. Is he good looking? He may not, okay, but he has a lot of money, right? And someone may be very famous, but he may not be rich, right? Some beggar may become viral for whatever act he's doing on the street, but does that make him rich? But he may become famous. He's viral, right? And then what? Renunciation is one. So can someone list the 6 opulences that Krishna has in full? What are those? What are the 6 opulences?
Beauty,
Beauty,
money,
riches, opulence, yeah, rich, yes. Shri, what is the other? Fame, strength, knowledge, renunciation. Very good. So all these 6, if someone has in full, he is Bhagavan. Anyone who has beauty, strength, and fame, everything together? No, but everything in full. He has everything 100%. No one can surpass him in beauty. No one can surpass him in fame. And even though he has everything, no one can surpass him in renunciation. The sadhu babas have anything with them? Do they have any possession? The sadhus, sannyasis, do they have anything in possession? No. But even higher, even Krishna, Krishna has everything, but still he is more renounced than the sadhu sannyasi. Why? Because that's the quality of Krishna. So the sadhus or sannyasis or whoever who is rich in this world, they are reflecting just Krishna's one aspect. We are just reflecting God's aspect. You may be doing something, but definitely there is someone who is doing something better than you, right? You may be rich, but there will be a person who is better than you. You landed a 150 or 200k package, but your friend got 250k package, right? He got better bonus, right? He got a better wife. He got 2 kids, and you're still people are there, they don't have kids. So why all these differences? Again, there is karma aspect, but the point I'm trying to make is the person who we will find who has everything in full, complete, perfect, that person is God, Bhagwan. That is Bhagwan. And Bhagwan's aspect is Paramatma. Bhagwan's aspect is Brahman, right? So we should understand this. So now this 12th chapter is talking about directly about Bhagwan. Okay? This verse 6 and 7 is describing a devotee who is the topmost devotee, right? So there are devotees who have already achieved the stage. For example, we were discussing an analogy, right? So there is a student who is already a PhD, and then there are students who are joining school, or they are progressing the different standards 1, 2, 3. They do their 11th and 12th, whatever, and then they go to high school, or 11th, 12th is high school, and then they do graduation, masters, and then they do their PhD, and then become doctor or whatnot, right? But those who have already achieved that stage, this is what being talked to, right? This is what is being discussed here. So, ye to sarvani karmani mai sanyasya mat paraha. Can you relate to 55th verse? What words are you going to relate this to on the 55th verse? So we have to be very alert, because this, again, we said this is the quantum physics of Bhagavad Gita, this 12th chapter. So we have to be very alert, and we have to apply our minds, right? So what is this verse we can connect to? Mai sanyasya mat paraha. Mat paramo, that's mat paramo is same mat para, and mai sanyasya sarvani karmani mat karma krin. So this mat karma krin, mat paramo, that is for the highest devotees. That is for the highest devotees. So ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya mat para ananyena naiva yogena mai dhyayanta mam dhyayanto upasate. Krishna is saying that those who are at the stage of bhakti or bhakti yoga, where they have given up all the activities of their karma unto me, and then mat parama, who have considered me to be the supreme, and ananya neva yogena. Where do we connect this to? Ananya yogena, 55th verse. Are we all here? Where do you connect ananya neva yogena? Sorry, I'm getting little technical. Next chapters are easy. We'll smooth like. Verse 55, what is that? Mad bhakta sangha varjita. What does sangha varjita mean? Leave the or unattached or without karma and jnana, without association of karma and jnana. And here he is saying what? Ananya neva yoga. We know what is ananya bhakti. What does ananya mean?
Without deviation.
Anya means
Multi-branch.
Anya means other. Ananya means one. Nothing other but one. What one? Yogena. What yoga are we talking about?
Bhakti yoga.
Bhakti yoga. Because the bhakti yoga is continued from the previous verse, right? So bhakti yoga is talked about here. We are not talking about here karma yoga. We are talking about bhakti yoga. So this is again connecting to verse 55, right? So three things we took from verse 55. What are those? Mat karma krin, mat paramo, mat bhakta sangha varjita. Actually 4 things, or 3, whatever you call it, right? So with these first 2 lines are being copy pasted here in a different language, but it is the same thing. Then Krishna says, those who are such attached to me and their minds are attached to me, to them I am the swift deliverer from this world of birth and death. Is this world of pleasure?
No.
You buy a Samsung machine, right? Do you read the manual for Honda to fix it? What manual will you read? Published by what? Samsung, right? Samsung says don't put liquid detergent here in the washing machine. We have this problem always. So don't put liquid detergent or the powder detergent in where the liquid detergent goes, and you keep pouring powder there. What's going to happen? It's going to clog. And even if you put liquid, it's not going to go inside because you'll clog it already. So you follow the manual set up by the manufacturer. Whatever he says, you follow. You don't speculate, right? You don't speculate. I'm going to put cooking oil in washing machine, right? So you don't speculate. Why? Because someone has published something that is valid. So when Krishna, who created this world? God created, or Krishna? If you all understand Krishna, then yes, Krishna created this world, right? And then when he created this world, what is he saying about this world? He's saying, Mrityu Sansara Sagarat. Not even painful place or not very unhappy place. He's saying Mrityu Sansara Sagarat. So if you go here and there, Krishna is saying what you will find? Death. So this is an ocean of birth and death, right? How many of us have our grandfathers still around? Great grandfathers, all gone. Even grandfathers are on the verge of leaving, right? And one day we will also, because we somewhere we died and then we came here, right? So this is a place of birth and death. And this period of between birth and death, we take it as all in all. We think this is what is final, right? Now if I become successful, that's it. I mean, I've achieved the goal of life. But then we don't realize that then we also grow old. And then we again take a new body. And whatever we have achieved in this life is all going to go away. You'll forget differentiation, calculus, or all of that. And then you have to again write 1 + 1 = 2. 1 1 are 1, 1 2 are 2. Teacher will slap. Oh, no, you forget that. Oh, okay. So every time this whole cycle will continue. That's why it's called it's called a cycle. Cycle means it goes up and down. It's again you reach the same point. So we continue going up and down until we come to the point where we realize or where we meet a devotee or a saintly person, and that saintly person, he brings us to the right path. Otherwise, we'll continue to go. So there is this big room, circular room, and then there is just one door to get out of the room, right? And this person is blind and he wants to go. So what he does is feels the walls. And then he goes, and then this door is now coming. But by the time the door comes, there is itching in his body. So he starts to itch, and then the door passes, and then he again feels the wall. And then it keeps going, and then when the door comes, it starts itching again. So same with us. When we come to this material body, this human form of life, when we get this human form of life, which is a window to get out, what we do here is just itch. Itching means we don't solve the problem for what we got this body. What we do is we just itch. Itching means that we do take care of the body, become materially satisfied, get money, job, wife, children, house, car, insurance, all of that, and then we think we are all good. That's the aim of life. But that's not the aim of life, right? What's the aim of life? Krishna says you are in Mrityu Sagar. So what should we do? Drown? Get out of this, right? You have to try to get out of this. And how do you get out of this? How do you cross an ocean?
Boat.
Boat will be a little difficult. How do you cross an ocean?
Ship.
Yeah, ship. Ship. Yeah, of course, ship. So what is the ship? There is a verse in Bhagavatam that says this human form of life is a ship. Human form of life is a ship. So now you have the ship, but just having a ship in the middle of the ocean will not take you to the shore. Will it? If I give you a ship in the middle of the ocean and say go home, will you be able to, unless you are a qualified captain or you have had history of, and you have the navigation, otherwise you'll keep going in circles. From Atlantic to Pacific, Pacific to Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, and then you still be in the ocean all the time, right? So someone has to be the captain. And who is that captain? Guru. In your material life, when you're doing PhD, you have a teacher, right? A professor, someone who's teaching, right? So that is taking you through the course and helping you achieve the degree, right? So similarly, Guru is the one who is directing you. And then the winds are also required, because the sails for the winds are also required, and that wind is the Bhagavad Gita or scriptures. That favorable wind that pushes you forward, that is the instructions of the scriptures, right? So that will push you. And then in the human form of life, following the instruction of Guru and the instruction of scriptures, you move forward, right? When the captain is there, the favorable wind is there, your body is fine, you don't have holes in the ship is going to reach the destination, right? So intelligent person should try to get out of the cycle of birth and death, and that's the reason we are having this Bhagavad Gita class. Are we having this Bhagavad Gita class so that we can show off that I'm hearing Bhagavad Gita once a week in our friend circle? No. Why are we hearing Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, you can say for having peace of mind. Yes, but do we see at any time that animals come into the class automatically? Like in India, cows and bulls, they go roam around. Have you ever seen like there's a Gita class going on and the cows are coming and sitting and monkeys are coming and sitting because they also want peace? No. Why? Because only in human form of life you have the intelligence, higher intelligence, and then it may start from finding peace, or it may start from, oh, I want to understand God. It may start from that, or wherever we left in the last life, from that point we will continue, and then that may be our next goal, right? I may want peace in this life, and next time, oh Krishna, I want you, and then and in the next time I may even go beyond, right? So it's a progression, right? But then the point is that we have to come to a path where there is some kind of spiritual understanding, because only as human beings we can discriminate between matter and spirit, right? Who am I? That question can only come to a human being. There are 4 things that an animal does and a human being does. What are those 4 things? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. There's no need to go into the details. You all understand. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Animal also does, and human being also does. If all our activities are about doing these 4 things, are we better than animals in a sense of the activities? Are we better than them? The ultimate goal? No. They may do it even better than us. They don't even need a job and they get nice food, right? All of the activities, I don't want to go into details. So, but take all of them and think, okay, who's doing it better? Animals are probably doing it better. So as human beings, we should do what? Things that are meant for us, for a human form of life. And what is meant for human form of life? Self-realization. What is meant? Self-realization is only possible in human form of life. You do your job, you do your duties. Of course, the next coming verses we'll talk about our duty and what we should do and all of that, right? So I'm not going to go into details or jump ahead of ourselves. We'll go to the next verse, and we want to make sure that we understand this before we just quickly jump and finish the chapter, because that is very easy. Text 8, 6 and 7. What was that? Who remembers? Someone new. What was 6 and 7? Oh, this is called peace, Shanti. What is 6 and 7? What was 6 and 7? Doubt has appeared in my mind. Krishna is saying, we already connected it to verse 11. Everyone nodded also. So chapter 11, the first two lines we said, Krishna says, those who are following, I become the swift deliverer from the cycle of birth and death. Okay, now next verse. Mai eva mana adhatsva, mai buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mai eva ata urdhvam na samshaya. We discussed this verse also last time. I am taking this verse because it is important that we understand this clearly. Till 11th verse or 12th verse, it is very, very technical. After 12th, it is very simple. But these are very important verses. Mai eva mana adhatsva, mai buddhim niveshaya. Krishna says, do 2 things. 1,
Fix your mind on
fix your mind, and then buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. Fix your mind and your intelligence in me. And then nivashishyasi mai eva ata urdhvam na samshaya. Let me quickly read the translation. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage your intelligence in me. We had the question on this intelligence last time you asked. So that was on this verse. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt. Who is saying this?
Krishna.
And to whom?
Arjuna.
Okay, we are here. So now Krishna is saying, do 2 things, mind and intelligence. And we discussed last time that mind and intelligence, what are they? Can you feel your mind? Where is your mind? Right now everywhere. But actually, where is the mind? If I have to say, okay, this is your body. If I say, where is your eyes? You will quickly say, even a small baby, eyes, right? Nose. But now if I ask you, we are grown up, where is our mind?
The subtle body.
Yeah, it's a subtle body, but where is it? Like, if I were to ask you, someone will say, oh, it's in the mind, someone says it's in the heart, but actually it's a subtle body. So we are covered by mind, intelligence, and ego. These are subtle bodies. Subtle bodies. And then we have gross body. Gross body is the one that you can see, touch, feel, smell. That's the gross body. If the gross body is not usable, then it's called
Dead body.
death. Yeah, it's called dead body. Very good. So it's called dead body because then you leave that body. When the body is no longer livable, the soul leaves it, or does it stay in it? Have you seen someone always like tadap hi raha hai all the time? No, it leaves the body at one point, right? Because that body is uninhabitable, right? If there's a house, if there's a bomb blast in the house, what are you going to do? Live in there with the bedsheet on? You leave that, you go to some other house, right? Similarly, if there is this body is not livable, you leave it, right? If it gets in an accident and it's brutally like shattered, then what does the soul do? It immediately leaves the body, and by the action of the three modes of material nature, it leaves the body. And when it leaves, it takes the mind, intelligence, and ego with it. It's not that mind, intelligence, or ego are left there. It takes mind, intelligence, and ego, these subtle bodies, along with it to the next body, because the sanskaras are carried in the subtle body.
So if ego is like defined by material things, like if I have a high ego because I think I'm better than someone or because I have money, then how does that travel from one body to the next? Isn't that left in material world or not?
When you are continue to stay in the material world, you continue to take forms, because there are how many species of life? According to Gita,
8.4 million.
8.4 million. 8.4 million species of life, out of which 4 million are human species in terms of consciousness, right? Some may be more conscious, some may be less conscious, right? There are some tribes in the jungles, they may be animal-like propensity, but then there are sages who are like so qualified, just like demigods, like gods, right? So these are level of consciousness, and the soul passes through these different levels till he gets to the point of human form of life again. And then at this point, he is again has this capacity. So I lost. What was that we were discussing?
I was asking, like, why does ego also follow mind and intelligence if our ego is usually based on like the material body or like the I am?
The ego is there, meaning that subtle body is there. So what happens is, like, when you enter a dog's body, at that point you don't think I'm a cat, right? Then you think I'm a dog.
Okay.
And then when you see other dogs, you start woo woo, right? Other dogs, right? You do that, right? So no, not you do that, but the point I'm trying to make is that when a soul is in dog's body, he's confident he's a dog. He's not confused that I'm a cat, right? They're confident. Why? Because then the ego comes. Ego means I. When you are in elephant's body, you think I'm an elephant, right? When you are in a whale's body, you think I'm a whale, and that whale is my friend. This is my friend. This is my food, right? That's what ego does. So it is not like you have a human ego and then you go in the dog's body and you're always depressed. Oh, kahan hai bhai, log kahan hai? Because now you are happy in your dog's body, right? There's one story where Indra he got cursed and he became a pig. And at that point, he had his family also, like wife pig, and then kid pigs, like all these piglets. And then he was very happy with his family. He would come back after whatever hunting or whatever they do, and they come back and he's very happy with his family. And Lord Brahma is like, when now it's time for him to come back, when then the Devatas went, they said, Indra, chalo, let's go. Your time is up. Who Indra? I am so happy. I'm a pig. I'm happy. You go wherever you want to go. I'm happy here. So he became so happy in pig's life. And what is he eating? All abominable things, right? I wanted to mention, but all abominable things pigs eat. But Indra in that pig's body is happy. Why? Ego. Because the ego is now telling him, oh, I am what? Pig. So I am doing pig things. So I am very happy doing pig things. And then what happened was, then Brahma, he did his magic, and then his family drowned. In front of him, Indra's family, all the piglets, they all drowned, and then Indra also drowned, and then he went back to Indraloka. So the point is, like, even Indra, when he becomes a pig for a momentarily, he thinks he's a pig and he's happy. He doesn't want to leave that. He doesn't want to leave. Right? If someone comes and tell you, like, die right now, I'm going to make you a king. Are you going to die right now just to become a king? I don't know, Prabhu. Maybe. But the point I'm trying to make is ego is that. Ego means I. And this is false ego. False ego is changing every time we change our body. If I'm in a dog's body, I feel I'm a dog. If I'm in a ghost body, I'm a ghost. Who I do all of that. And then if I am in any other body, I think I'm that body. When I come to human body, I'm human. If I become a mother-in-law, I always think I'm mother-in-law. Right? That constant. So that ego will always be based on your position and your body. But when you become liberated, then the ego is still there, but that is called
True ego.
that's real ego, because then you are situated as a servant of God. That is real ego. Ego will stay, mind will be there, but that will be spiritual. Intelligence will be there, but that will be spiritual. Body is going to be there, but that is going to be spiritual. Right now it is all material. The whole process is that we purify and we come to the stage of self realization. Do you have that book from Prabhupada called Self Realization? Anyone? SSR. Those who don't, they should try to get a copy. Those who are new, just try to get a copy of Science of Self Realization and read that book. It's very important, because see, our lives are passing, time is passing, and then we need to make sure that we utilize this human form of life for what it is meant for. Right now that we know in association, so we should try. Right? Okay, so 6 and 7 we read. This was verse number 8. Oh yes, 8. Just fix your mind upon me and your intelligence upon me, thus you will live in me without any. When Krishna says live in me, he means live with me. Right? Then atha chittam samadhatum na shaknosi mai stiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ipchaptum dhananjaya. Now Krishna is giving the order wherein he is saying that, okay, if you are not able to fix your mind on me, or if you are not able to fix your intelligence on me, then do what?
Abhyasa yoga.
So,
Abhyasa yoga. Then you do practice. Practice what?
Bhakti yoga.
Practice bhakti yoga. Because he says, where is that? Abhyasa yogena. Yoga means bhakti. And we discussed last time in Gita, when a word is used without qualifying what it means, you go back to the previous verse and find out what it means. When Krishna says yoga, then in the previous verse is mentioning about bhakti yoga. Then we should understand ananya neva yogena. So that ananya neva yogena is what? Mad bhakta sangha varjita ananya bhakti. Right? So continue. And that's what I wanted the iPad, so I could draw that and show that. And abhyasa yogena tato. So here the abhyasa yogena is specifically what? Abhyasa yoga? Abhyasa of bhakti yoga. Practice of bhakti yoga. How many processes are there to achieve God? Karma yoga is there. Bhakti yoga is there. Jnana yoga is there. Right? There is dhyana yoga also, but there is a mix. It just between that ashtanga yoga is there. So broadly, jnana yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga. Right? We all understand that, right? What is karma yoga?
actions.
Do your duty and do your duty and leave the results
To Krishna.
to Krishna.
Very good. So doing your duties and leaving the result to Krishna. And these may not be bhakti duties, meaning chanting, or it may be acts. It will come in the next verse. But you are absolutely correct. So that is doing your duty and giving the results to Krishna. That is karma yoga. Second is jnana. What does jnana yoga do?
Intelligence.
They use the intelligence to understand Krishna.
By reach.
By reach, they want to understand Krishna by their own power of knowledge. They want to use their knowledge to achieve God and merge in God, become one with God, because they think, okay, and that's what the scripture also say, that tattvamasi. They have these aphorisms from Shankaracharya and from even the impersonalists. They have this conception that when this body is finished, so they give an example of ghatakash. Ghatakash means ghata means ghada. You know what? Pot. So pot has sky. If what does sky mean? You know what is sky means? Sky. Oh, you know what is ether? Ether. What is ether?
What everything is made out of. All the bodies are made out of it.
Yeah, ether means space. Ether means space. So this phone is holding some space. As long as something is material, it is holding some space. Even a small particle of atom, or whatever atom is there is some space it's occupying, right? Whatever body. So that is called ether. So what the impersonalist says, that this ghata means pot, has a sky inside it also. There is sky outside. The sky means like space. So and this pot also has a space. When the pot's covering breaks, this space and that space becomes
Same.
same. That's what they say. right? Or they say that the rivers go into the ocean and they become one with the.
Ocean.
That's one way of understanding. But Prabhupada says that the deeper understanding is that even though it merges in the ocean, then in the ocean there is so much variety. There are fishes, there is shark, there's eel, and this and that, and so many things, so many vegetation. So it's a huge world inside the ocean. So there is variegatedness, right? Similarly, in the spiritual life, beyond the Brahma Jyoti, beyond the light, there are spiritual planets. And in the planets, there are souls living and they have their forms, then they are worshipping Krishna. So that's a higher level of understanding. But Jnana Yoga goes up to the point of Brahma Jyoti, not beyond that. But those who are Bhakti Yogis, where do they go? Vaikuntha Lokas. Where do they go? To the Vaikuntha Lokas. So that's maybe we are going ahead, but that's the point, right? So we are now discussing what? Which yoga?
Bhakti Yoga.
So now let's take to the next. Oh yeah. So here Krishna is saying that if you're not able to fully, how many of us are able to 100% give our minds to Krishna? Focus 100%. Anyone? Or intelligence? 100% intelligence? No. So what should we do?
Practice.
Abhyas yoga. So we practice what?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti yoga. So we practice Bhakti yoga means what do we do when we practice Bhakti yoga? We follow the rules and regulations laid by the spiritual master or by the scriptures. We follow that. When we do that, then gradually we will come to the point of this mana, buddhi, 100%, right, on Krishna, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. So Prabhupada says there are two ways. One is spontaneous bhakti, meaning those who are already achieved, and for them bhakti is spontaneous. And then those who are practicing, starting, for them they have to undergo the process of practicing bhakti, follow rules and regulations, and then ultimately also achieve the. Yes, so those who have PhD, they're already there, but then those who are studying, they'll gradually reach there, right? So that's that point. And then the 10th verse. What's the time? Okay, 10th verse. Now Krishna is giving, okay, what if you're not able to follow the practice of bhakti? Not everyone is able to follow bhakti practice. How many of us are chanting Hare Krishna on the beach? Very nice. And some of us may not be immediately chanting, right? So Krishna says, Abhyasepi asamarthosi mat karma paramo bhava mad artham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsasi. Krishna says that if you are not able to do this practice, what practice? Yeah, we have to go back to the next verse and qualify that abhyas. That abhyas means practice of what? Bhakti yoga. So Krishna says if you are not able to practice bhakti yoga also, then do what? Mat karma paramo. From where is this coming? Mat karma kid mat paramo, right? Same thing is continuing. The theme is same, right? Then mad artham api karmani. Mad artham api karmani. What does that mean? Mat karma krin. Do work for me. Mad artham, work for me. Then kurvan siddhim avapsasi. If you do this, you will achieve what? Siddhi. Siddhi means what? Perfection. Siddhi means what? Perfection. You will achieve perfection. Which means that this is an independent process. Meaning this is also a process where you can achieve Krishna. Doing what? Mad artham api karmani. If you do things for Krishna, then you are also doing, then that path will also take you to perfection. Right? This will also take you to perfection. If you do abhyasa yoga yuktena, if you do regulative principles or regulated bhakti, then you will also achieve Krishna. Because in the previous verse, if we go, let's be very attentive now. In this verse, Krishna says, Mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. What does Krishna say? Meaning, what does ichha mean? Desire. Krishna says, then you have a desire to achieve me. If I am chanting my rounds and I don't have a desire to achieve Krishna, is someone going to throw me to the spiritual world? Ki bhago, chalo, mala kar rahe ho, tab se chalo spiritual world. No. When are you going to go to the spiritual world? When you have a desire. Prabhupada says, by desire we come to this world, and by desire we get out of this. Right? You cannot get out of this world just by doing some practice. It's not a mechanical thing that it will automatically, after you do 1 million rounds, then there will be a door or some airplane will come and say, chalo bhai, time to go. It's not like that. It's not a mechanical process. It depends on our desire. Krishna says, Mam ichhaptum dhananjaya, that you should have a strong desire to what? achieve me. And then one who does the process of Abhyasa Yoga, they will develop a desire and they'll achieve Krishna. So, and in the previous verse also, Krishna says directly that Ata Urdhvam na samshaya, that you will achieve me. Urdhvam means going up. So you'll achieve me. So those who are already on the spontaneous path, already the Bhakti Yogis achieved the stage, for them, Krishna is saying in the verse itself that you will come to me. The next where he says those who are practicing, or those who are not able to fully engage their mind and intelligence, they should do what? Practice Bhakti Yoga. For them also Krishna says in the verse that develop a desire to come to me. There is also mentioning that they will come to me. And then the 10th verse where he says that even if you can do Abhyasa, then do what? Then do work for me. And then Krishna says when you do that, you will Siddhim Avapsasi. Then you will achieve perfection, meaning you will come to me. So these three places Krishna is saying that come to me. So these three verses, like these three aspects, they are all Bhakti Yoga. These three is mentioning directly Bhakti Yoga. And if we go to that verse and then if we read the purport, we haven't read the purport yet. So I think we should read this purport. Yes, we have time. So who would want to read this? Someone new? Maybe you want to read? What's your name again? Rahul, please read.
One who is not able even
maybe a little louder. Yeah.
One who is not able even to practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of a spiritual master can still be drawn to this perfectional stage by working for the Supreme Lord. How to do can I continue?
Yeah, please continue. We have to finish this. Yes.
How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse of the 11th chapter. One should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness and they require help. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is a spiritual activity. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. There are various fields of activity and one should be interested in such activities. If one cannot sacrifice the results of his activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect.
Right. So Prabhupada is very clearly explaining what does this mat karma kriya mean. So that means that if I'm not able to do abhyasa, if I'm not able to chant, or if I'm not able to directly do the activities of bhakti yoga, then what I can do is I can help those who are in the movement or those who are practicing. So things like coming to the temple, doing some physical service, right? Donating a portion of your salary for the propagation, for the preaching work, right? If you do that, then Krishna is saying that that act itself will bring you to the stage of perfection. Why? Because now you're related to Krishna, and then there is this conception of bhakti in your mind, and this is bhakti yoga, because now your activities are directly going to whom? Krishna. If you are coming to the temple, washing the pots or cleaning the temple, you are directly doing bhakti, an act of bhakti, meaning your actions are connected directly to Krishna. So Krishna says if someone does that, maybe you're not chanting your rounds, or maybe you're not reading scriptures, or maybe you're not listening to philosophy, because you may not have that kind of Shraddha developed yet, or you may not have that enough taste to get kick started, right? At that point, but you still have, you're sympathetic to the movement, you appreciate the actions that the devotees are doing, right? And then you kind of like the process, but then you are helping through some activities by donating some money or a portion of your, if you don't have money, then physically you are able to do some work for the temple directly, but some direct work related to Krishna, that will also take you to the perfectional stage. So Acharya say that this is also Bhakti Yoga. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all Bhakti Yoga. Now verse 11 we come to Karma Yoga. What do we come to? Karma Yoga. Okay, this is Karma Yoga. Let's keep it in mind. Athaitadapi asaktosi kartum mad yogam ashritah sarva karma phala tyagam tatah kuru yatatma van. Okay, so now see. Athaitadapi asaktosi. Again, every verse is like, if you're not able to do this, do this. If you're not able to do this, do this. Now Krishna is saying that if you're not able to even do work for me, then are we hopeless? No hope, like gone. No, Krishna is saying, okay, then kartum mad yogam ashritah sarva karma phala tyagam, give up the fruits of your action. Yeah, karma phala, not karma. You should not become inactive. You do your action, but you give the results of the action to Krishna. And then kartum mad yogam ashrita. Now this words we have to take. Yeah, so here yogam in devotional service. Okay, maybe we'll take that to the purport. Okay, can someone read this translation real quick?
If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Very good. So now you see, now we can connect this. So when you read this Sanskrit, it's become easier because the two lines are together. So athaitadapi ashaktosi. Ashakto means unable. Ashakto means, shakta means able, ashakta means unable. So Krishna is saying that if you are unable to do what was in the previous verse? Bhakti Yoga, specifically what? Working for me. If you are unable to work for me, right? Athaitadapi ashaktosi kartum mad yogam ashrita. If you are not able to do bhakti yoga, this mad yogam ashrita is not what is being done here. This is, so this mad yogam ashrita, we should take it with this first two words. Athaitadapi ashaktosi. If you are not able to do what? Bhakti yoga. This verse is not about this yoga is not bhakti yoga. So Krishna is saying if you're not able to do activities of bhakti yoga, especially the one that I mentioned in the previous verse, which is doing work for me, then what you should do? You should then sarva karma phala tyagam. Whatever work you do, because we all are in some occupation. We are a student or we are working, we have a family or whatever. We are sons or we have parents to take care of or whatnot. So whatever situation we are in that situation, whatever work we do, we should simply give the results to whom? Krishna. Sarva karma phala tyagam. Whatever karma you do, don't give up your karma. Continue your karma, but do what? Karma phala. The results of your activities, give it to whom? Krishna. And then what does Krishna says? In this verse, is Krishna saying that you will come to me or achieve siddhi? Is in this verse that word is there? Yet? No? Okay, that is in the 12th verse, that's why. So, athaitadapi ashaktosi kartum mad yogam ashritah sarva karma phala tyagam tatah kuru yata atmavan. Yata, last two words are what? Yata atmavan. Atmavan, what does atma mean? Soul. There are many meanings of atma. Atma means soul. Atma means, in Sanskrit, means mind. Atma means, it may means body also. Right? It may means body also. Depending on the context, these Sanskrit words can have different meanings. So, yata atmavan means one who has, so van means one who possesses. So, here atmavan means one who has full control over his mind and intelligence. Right? Only then you can give your karma phala. A hippie, can he give karma phala? Or someone whose mind is not in its own control, can they give their karma phala? Will their mind be strong enough to give their activities to Krishna? To even do that, you have to have your mind and intelligence under control. So is it like a lower stage? No. It's also a very high stage that you have control over your mind and senses. So this word, yata kuru, so it's not like we should say, oh, no, this is better, this process is better, oh, this is worse. Depending on the inclination of the living entity and its sanskaras, there are opportunities for it to advance, the living entity to advance. And they may follow certain processes that they are accustomed to or they are able to. But for them, that may be better. And then gradually they'll come to the higher stages. But that process will take them to the higher stage. Now here it says that yata atmavan, meaning those who are willing to give their karma phala to Krishna, their mind and senses are already under control. They are not like the lousy people are without or lazy, they don't have any understanding or no control of the senses. No, already control of senses. So that qualification is there. So we should not take it cheaply that just karma phala it's easy to give up. No, you can only give it up when you have control of your mind and senses, then only you can discriminate, right? Oh, this action I'm doing. Otherwise, we are just going with the flow, and the time is also going on. But no, the time is passing, right? So we should focus, control our mind and intelligence, and then if you are not able to do even actions in Krishna consciousness, then what we should do is we should do our activities, whatever role we are in our job or wherever. You do the activities and you give the phal to Krishna. How do I do that? How do you give up your actions, results, action to Krishna?
I don't want any benefits out of it.
That's one way of thinking. That's right. So let's say you are a student and you get a degree. What do? Take your degree and put it at Krishna's feet? Or you have parents, you're taking care of them. You massage their feet, and then what do? How does that go to Krishna?
Think about Krishna again.
Huh?
Think about Krishna again.
That's a good point. A very good point. What else? What else can? Let's try to utilize our brains and intelligence and then think through this.
Get a job.
Hmm.
Part of it goes to mission.
That actually goes to the one before. Yeah, that's the bhakti. Yes, Mataji.
By being grateful for having that capability.
That's very nice. That by being grateful for having that capability. Yes. Hence, anyone else like how? So you are doing a job, and you don't want to, let's say, directly, because there may be, let's say you are born in a Muslim family, and then you want to become a devotee, and at that point you can chant Hare Krishna, or you can do directly bhakti, or whatever situation in your family you are not allowed, or you're not able to directly do the process of bhakti, or even go to the temple. At that point, just one example, there can be other examples, then you can do what? You can become detached from the results of your work. So let's say if you are a student, then what's your goal of becoming a student? To get a degree, right? So what you do is, like, whatever work you do, then at the end you should pray, and there is no complicated thing. There is no, you have to find some calculation. Oh, now I'm doing this, multiply C, divide by this, and now to the power 4. Oh, this is the result I get to Krishna. No, just okay, Krishna, today I have done this. Whatever I have done, I am offering it to you. That's it. My mind. You cannot put it in a bag and keep hanging every day, one bag. This is my work, and then you rent storage. So you offer it what? Yata Atmavan. Use your mind and intelligence, and using that you do what? You offer the results to Krishna. There's no other way to offer results, right? How do you offer results? Physically you cannot do it, right? With your consciousness, with your understanding, you do it. And when you do that, then next verse. We have time for next verse, Prabhu, or no? We can? Because after this verse, there is qualities of devotee. Then there are 35 or some qualities of what a devotee are, and then we can discuss. Then that will be like less like philosophically involved, right? That this verse is very, very philosophically involved, and we'll probably continue this in next chapter. But let's do the understanding, so that we understand that the verse before, where we said that you give the fruits of your action to me, because Krishna didn't say where they go, what they do, right? What they do, he didn't say that. So what is he saying here? Shreyo Jnanam Abhyasaj Jnanad. So we should repeat also. We haven't repeated one verse yet. Shreyo hi Jnanam Abhyasaj Jnanad Dhyanam Vishishyate Dhyanat Karma Phala Tyagas Tyagat Shantiranantaram. In the interest of time, we'll start here. Shreyo hi Jnanam Abhyasad. Shreya. What does Shreya mean? Your name is Shreya, right? The Shreyo. What does Shreya mean? Shreya. What does it mean? Maybe not exactly your name, right? Or is it? What is Shreya? Shreya. There are two things: Shreya, and then there is Preya. Preya is immediate benefit. Shreya is long-term benefit, right? Long-term benefit. Right? Someone gives you 100 rupees and someone gives you a job. 100 rupees is $100. $100 is Preya. 100 rupees is not even Preya. $100 is Preya, but giving a job is Shreya, because that's a not permanent, but that's a long term, right? Okay. So Shreya means long-term benefit. Shreya means you can also understand in Sanskrit. Shreya means better. Shreyo hi Jnanam Abhyasad. Abhyas means here practice. Okay, now this verse is very technical. We have to understand this very deeply. Here we can just take the translation real quick, and next time I am going to go into the details. Okay, so please, when you come next time, read the purports very nicely. Someone read the translation, please. Someone new. No, yes, not new. You are not new, but yes, please.
If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
So now, what is he going to achieve from the 11th verse? Peace of mind. Peace of mind, right? And so now here, what was in the last verse, 11th verse? What was he doing, or what? He was giving up the fruits of his action. And then this third line here, what does it say? Yes. So one who is karma phala tyaga chanti ranantaram, they get what? Peace. So it's not peace of mind. It's just shantim. Shanti means they achieve shanti. Shanti means they achieve the goal. They achieve peace. When do you achieve peace? You want to become a doctor. Will you achieve peace when you fail the exam? Oh, chutti hai, of course, आगे कर ही नहीं सकते. We cannot even go ahead. We are disqualified. This is that peace. You get peace when you become a doctor, when you get your degree. So when you achieve the goal, then you get peace. So similarly, achieving peace here means achieving Krishna. Because the very first one, Krishna said that urdhvam. He didn't say like you come to me. He said urdhvam gachanti. Like he will come to me. That urdhvam, it would mean that he will come to me, go up. They will come to me. Here also they will come to me. But now there is this whole, but abhyas is better than jnana, right? And then jnana is better than abhyas, and then dhyana is better than jnana, and better than dhyana is karma phala tyaga, because by doing karma phala tyaga, you will achieve peace. When we give up results, do we become peaceful or we become agitated?
Peaceful.
If you give up something, you become peaceful, right? If you have a big load, you are carrying 100 kg on your back, and then you take it off. Is it peaceful, or is it when you're holding it is peaceful? If there's a lot of money, it may be not very. But example, right? If as soon as the load is off, it becomes peaceful. You are watching some match and you want some team to win. There is big load on your head. As soon as they win, the whole thoughts are now leave your mind, and then you become peaceful. So anything when it leaves, you give up, it becomes peaceful. Yeah, you go to the toilet, whatever, you become peaceful also. That's one example too, right? Become peaceful, right? So giving up will always make you peaceful, right? So we will take this in detail, but please, if you are coming to the next class, then read this purport in detail. Please make sure that we read this in detail. It's not going to take you 5 minutes? Maybe read it few times, right? Do we want to understand Bhagavad Gita in depth?
Yes.
Right? What do we do by understanding Gita in depth? Yeah, self-realization. And that's what we are trying to understand ourselves, right? And who is the best person to help us explain? Lord Krishna. He is giving this jnana in Bhagavad Gita. Why is it called Bhagavad Gita? Why is it not called something else?
This was spoken by Bhagwan.
This was spoken by Bhagwan. So, and why is it called Gita? Why is it not called Bhagavad Vachan?
Because he's singing.
Because when Krishna says, it's like as if he's singing. He's actually not singing. Arjuna, he's not like singing in the battlefield, right? So he's speaking, but his speaking is like sing. It says in the spiritual world, speaking is singing. Walking is like
Dancing.
it's like dancing. When Krishna is walking, it's not like walking straight like Marshall. When he's walking, it's like as if he's dancing. It's so graceful. So when Krishna is speaking, it's like a Gita. It's like someone is actually singing, right? So we'll stop here.